we want people to live. Chris Farley was my best man at one of my weddings, and I got to
He
know him very
was? I
well.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and very sweet guy. I got to know him because he did an impression of me, and Victoria Jackson was Roseanne on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. And we went out to host the show.
Okay.
And when I got out there, Laura Michael said, "I want you to meet Chris Farley and spend some time with him because I think you guys have a lot in common." And
Yeah.
I've been very open about my addiction stuff, and we did. I loved him, and then he played my brother at all of my shows, and I had him on Rosanna. He did my HBO specials, but it was an opportunity to spend time with him out here.
Right.
And he did his best. He at one point I called there to say it would have been his third sober birthday. And I called there and I said, well, let me talk to Chris. Called SO. And Laura got on the phone and goes, Tom, he's in his office. He's crying so loud he wants people to hear him. And he relapsed. Okay. So, I talked to him, then I have him come out, and he ended up going to 17 rehabs. And
he went to 17?
Yeah. And I think he was about to go to his 18th.
I only got 3.
Well, yeah, I've got 3 too.
3.
But I think what happens is you're like, oh, okay, I could always go back to rehab. I'll survive this thing. And, he did such a mixture of drugs, cocaine, heroin, plus booze, whatever. And he was also very big, 300 pounds. And I said to him at one point, you can either be fat or do drugs. You cannot do both. And no, you just can't. So you need to make up your mind because it's not going to work. So, but he come out and after he had that relapse, and he wasn't, he was like, I just want to get back on, work. I'm going to work. And so I said, come out and do my show, Jackie Tom Show, play my brother. So he came out, he stayed with me and kept my eye on him a little bit, as we do. But I said he was getting ready to go back to New York. That's where his heroin dealer was. Yeah. That's where, how it is. And after the show finished filming, I said, come up to my office for a second. And before you go there, come up. So he comes up there and he walks in a room, and I got a bunch of recovering addicts like Rob Lowe and people that he knew, he'd work with, and they're sitting in a circle. And he's like, okay, because I think he had an idea. And I said, Chris, we love you. I think you should. I'm afraid you're going to die. We're all are. We've been there. And I said, I want you to go to. We got this rehab set up for you right here.
Yeah.
Very cool. Down at what was it called, Daniel Freeman, whatever it is, down at Marina Del Rey. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. Thank you, guys. But I need to run back to New York and get something. And then one of the counselors is like, you just want to get fucked up. And he goes, let me tell you something. We take you to rehab right now. You're going to be fucked up because we got to give you something because you're coming down with this stuff. He goes, let's roll. The idea that it can be fucked up, I don't know what they give you, but they do give you something. They don't want you to have seizures or Ativan or Bactrim. I don't know what it is. But that's what happened. He was in there for a while. He snuck out, go to the liquor store. I mean, it's no reflection on the place, that people, a lot of us don't make it.
No, of course not.
Kurt Cobain, his last meeting was a group we had down at that place before he disappeared and went home and blew his head off. So, but I have seen a lot of people come out of there that do very well with their life, and so you don't blame. Some rehabs are better than others, but really, if you go to a place with a 12-step component and do what you got to do, which is not drink or use drugs, and then connect to a group like our fellowship, and you don't have to believe in God, you don't have to believe, but you got to believe in something that is greater than you.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the fellowship.
Wait, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You have to believe in something that is greater than you.
Yeah.
Which also means acknowledging that you have had your way stopped working. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a war you lost, and there's a better way as long as you turn your will over to another.
And it's a lot of pressure to think you are the big cheese on all this stuff in the world, that you created everything,
Yeah.
that you are the center of the universe. Unless you're Donald Trump, it's and so anything. And I remember my first rehab, the guy's like, people are like, I'm not religious, I don't know. And he goes, I can't figure out and he goes, see that doorknob? That's your higher power. That doorknob right there. Make that. Focus on that. Don't get into the stuff about religion.
Yeah.
It's not a cult. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You complain about it, but it's just the things you have to be honest about what you're doing and ask for help and help others, be of service to others.